Hey, Steve Mignani here doing the Junkyard Crawl at Bernardston Auto Wrecking in Bernardston, Massachusetts with a 1986 Chevy C10 pickup truck. Now we know, of course, it is a C10. I can see the ghost of Chevrolet and the C10 logo here. Of course, the C series means two-wheel drive, not four-wheel drive, it'd be a K. And of course, the 10 means half-ton, 5-lug wheels, not the 6 or 8s seen on 3/4 and bigger trucks. But again, this body style right here arrived in 1973 and ran into 1987 on pickup trucks, and then beyond that on Blazers and Suburbans. But again, 1988 brought something called the GMT 400, which was the more streamlined aerodynamic with bigger cab, etc. So next to last year, right here, 86.4, the square body on pickup trucks like this one. Now this one here, the engine is gone. A lot of these had the 250 cube 6-banger. There was even a V6 that was right on the edge of production at this point in time. But here we can see the emission sticker and the ghost of 5.0 liter right there. Now this is not a Mustang 5 liter for you folks who have been on the ICE fans. That's rather Chevy's 305, which arrived in the late 70s. Basically a little brother to the 350, fuel economy in play. But this one is kind of interesting. It does have 4 headlights and the color bar right here, which matches the rest of the body. We'll get to that in a second. Kind of cool. There were 2 different headlight treatments on these, but again, more on that in a moment. And something kind of cool on this is factory ram air. Yeah, I gotta say it. If you look right here behind the headlight, come around this side if you would, Shane, you'll see a circular hole, and that was once connected to a flexible zip tube that would have fed cool air from behind the headlight to the air cleaner inlet. And again, the cooler air was more efficient and helped the engine run better, which was just as good for economy as it is for performance. Now this one, of course, is the half-ton. Let's take a peek inside. And this one has the bench seat, as they pretty much all did, but look at that on the floor. That is a 4-speed manual. The base tranny of this thing would have been a 3-speed on the column, but that would be the 4-speed because that's where the floor shifter was on that 4-speed. And let's have another look here. First up, let's look, getting back to this 1980 Chevy pickups. We mentioned the standard grille on these things. You can see it right here. That's a large single headlight on each side with a smaller marker light. So that's the base grille. Again, this is 1980, a little different design, but again, single lights on the base truck. But when you got something special, hello there, Katie, how you doing? Good puppy, good junkyard doggy. Anyway, okay, so this is kind of important right here. Here's the SPID, this thing here. And let's go from the top. Okay, dome lamp. Exterior below eye-line M, fleet side body, rear axle 273 ratio, ooh, highway gears, lower brakes, or power brakes, 5-liter V8, there it is, that's the LE9, produced in USA. 4-speed manual transmission, the MM4, pretty cool. Power steering, heavy-duty battery, cigarette lighter, AM radio, deluxe front appearance right there, that thing. The V22 deluxe front appearance is the quad lights and the body-colored band. Below that, painted rear step. And then the tires, work-ready package, kind of cool. Not sure what that was. Maybe Google user GP will fill us in. Tires here, we've got the gauge package right here, light blue metallic and blue vinyl bench seat interior. This again is the SPID, which is Service Parts Identification Decal, or whatever you want to call it, the SPID. And so nice that it's located inside the glove compartment where it is protected from the elements and exposure where it could have been otherwise. Now this is a long bed, 8-footer, we see it right here, the long bed, fleet side body. 6 foot's a little sexier, a little cooler, but again, here's the end of that 2.73 to 1 rear axle. Again, 273s. If you think back to your 10-speed bicycle, or even your 5-speed bicycle, a 273 ratio is kind of like being in 4th gear. Kind of hard to accelerate away from the sidewalk, but good top end. But again, the 273 ratio kept the RPMs down, as did the 4-speed manual in drive. There's also an overdrive possibility, but the 273s was about helping this truck meet the CAFE, corporate average fuel economy. And again, the trucks by this point in time are included in that average. So if Uncle Sam said, hey, your CAFE number is not the standard, which I think by this point in time was probably something like 21 miles per gallon, GM would be fined, millions of dollars. So 273 axle hurt acceleration, but it helped CAFE and saved fuel. Now this, of course, does have the tailgate right here hanging off. There it is right there. You got to wonder all the different loads that were once in and out of the back of this thing. And something we see right here, which is kind of a relic. Nowadays, people who buy pickup trucks get spray-on bed liner. It's like this plastic base, sort of a urethane paint that is impossible to harm or damage or scratch. I mean, you have to drop a boulder on it. Well, back in the 80s, that stuff wasn't quite ready yet. It wasn't around. So people would buy stuff like this. This is a plastic Duraliner. You put this in your bed, and if you were smart, you'd bolt it down or somehow secure it. But here's the thing. I used to live in California for like 17 years, and every single day, driving down the freeway, you'd see one of these things, hopefully in the middle, on the median, or on the breakdown lane, sometimes in traffic lanes. Because if you don't have a weight on this, or if it's not screwed down, these things eventually will take flight, fly for a few seconds, and come on down, or whatever's underneath them. But again, Duraliners like this thing were the rule in the 80s if you wanted to protect the paint on your bed and keep your truck looking fresh and shiny. But again, nowadays we have spray-on stuff, which is kind of a double-edged sword, because once you put it on, you can't really get it off. It's kind of there forever. But that's the story of this 1986, next to last year, for this square body Chevy pickup. These things are heating up. I was at Barrett-Jackson a couple of weeks ago, and I saw some of these things selling for like $50,000 to $100,000. Pretty crazy. Could you afford one of those, Katie? No, I didn't think so. But anyway, this one here, next to last year, and come and get it if you want. This is Bernardston Auto Wrecking, and be sure to subscribe to this channel like Katie has. And if you like this video, be sure to ring the bell. We'll be back tomorrow with more Junkyard Crawl.